Well, there is only one place to start. Jack Draper is through to US Open quarterfinals. Yeah, you heard that right. That's after a straight sets win over Thomas Mahatch, 6-3, 6-1, 6-2. I've tracked down Feliciano and Tim to have a little chat. To be fair, you didn't need much enticing, did you, after that display? Tim, that was good, but seriously good.
Absolutely. Really from start to finish, it was just, a near perfect performance. We really bigged up this matchup, how difficult it was going to be for Draper from the back of the court. But from 3-all in the first set, he really destroyed Mahatch. He just didn't, he never let up. He got the breaker serve, won the first set 6-3, and then always kept his intensity, which over a 5-set match is not easy to do. You feel like there would be a few dips in perhaps concentration or level of performance, but it really was a masterclass from Draper.
Yeah, both you and Tim had brilliant seats because you were kind of both just sitting pretty much front row, courtside.
Unfortunately, I had to leave after the first set because I was cooking myself.
You're not going to tell people that. Yeah, you're on the wrong side because you're in the sun.
I know.
What was most impressive for you about that performance?
I think the way he is on the court. In the last year, I think he proved himself that he can beat anyone. He can compete at the highest level, and he looks so composed out there. We were talking in the build-up to his match that how difficult is this match for him, and then he just destroyed his opponent by being a better player in all aspects of the game, to be honest. So it's a great performance, but also very mature and professional performance. Seems like he belongs to these final rounds, and he's only been there only once. Maybe last year was the first time he was reaching the 4th round. It seems like he belongs there, so very good news for him.
Yeah, and for us.
Yeah, of course.
Look, you can be a Brit for a while. The word mature that Feli mentioned there, that just feels so appropriate for Jack Draper.
Yeah, and I think when you look back over Jack's journey over the last 18 months to 2 years, there's been plenty of bumps in the road and things haven't always gone his way. And I think that's where he's had to have that sort of maturity and patience, build the team around him so that he's in a really good space. And I think, as Feli said, that is very much reflective of his performance on the court. He's cool, he's calm, he's got a clear game plan. He knows the way that he wants to play, using the lefty serve, not scared to serve and volley, taking the ball down the line when he's got the opportunities.
Also,
so
I want to say about
good.
his confidence, the way he looked after he won against Mahatch. He wasn't looking surprised at all of his performance. This is something that I like when a player is so confident.
They know.
Yeah.
And it gives the indication that they believe that there's more to come. There was no big celebration. It was, job done. Who's next?
Yeah. Well, Alex de Minaur next. What are we expecting from that? Look, this is a Grand Slam, of course. The further you go, the tougher the tests are going to be.
Yeah, and I personally like that matchup for Jack because it's his first Grand Slam quarterfinal. De Minaur is a top 10 player. I feel that the pressure and expectation is on De Minaur, and De Minaur beat Evans in round 3. And I think Jack has seen Evans play De Minaur a lot and will have learned from that matchup. So, I'd like Jack to make sure that he goes out with that clear game plan and goes out and competes for every ball. And if he does, I think he's got a good chance.
Yeah, so exciting. I still can't believe we've got a Brit in the quarterfinals. It's brilliant. Also want to chat about Tuesday's quarterfinals. So get your thoughts, Tim, on Taylor Fritz up against Sasha Zverev and a rematch of their match at Wimbledon. Yeah,
that's right. And Fritz and Zverev have played a lot. I think they've played 10 times, is it? And Zverev has the slight edge, but it's another great opportunity. Fritz playing in his home Grand Slam, looking to make big strides, and Zverev, he was my pick before the tournament.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't think he was necessarily the favorite, but I think when you look at, what's happened with the tennis calendar from Roland Garros to Wimbledon to the Olympics, been enormous demands on the players, both physically and emotionally, and I think he, hadn't played the most tennis. I feel like he is the next guy off the rank who hasn't won a slam, but will win a slam. So maybe this is Zverev's time.
Yeah, and how good was he in those last 3 sets against Nakashima?
Yeah, slow start, but he's massively experienced. There's no panic. Once he finds that rhythm on his first serve, and he's so aggressive and consistent from the back of the court, he's tough to beat.
The other quarterfinal in the men's draw on Tuesday, Grigor Dimitrov up against Francis Tiafoe. How do you see that go?
Oof, that's a good match. I'm very keen to see this match. I think it's an interesting man to watch, and I think, Dimitrov can be a little bit more favorite, I would say. But Tiafoe, he's been using the energy of this tournament on on his favor lately. We saw a lot of that when he played Shelton, when he played also yesterday, and I think it's going to be an interesting match. We'll see. It's a great opportunity for both players. Tiafoe was here semi-finalist a few years ago. Dimitrov is living a great moment of his career, back in the top 10. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for both.
Yeah. In the women's draw, we've got Zheng up against Sabalenka. I mean, Sabalenka is very much the favourite. She's been kind of performing like a favourite so far this tournament as well.
Yeah, and I think, again, as I referenced before, the amount of tennis that she's played is a lot less. She missed Wimbledon, didn't play the Olympics, and then when we saw her in Cincinnati just playing incredible tennis, it was fast, it was lively. I mean, she hit Swiatek off the court and then dominated Pegula in the final. So I think her confidence is sky high. She's won a slam before, and she's going to be very difficult to beat.
The other women's quarterfinal on Tuesday, Paula Badosa up against Emma Navarro. It's a really intriguing matchup, this one.
Very intriguing match, yes, Emma. Well, Paula is also living a great moment. No, it's been a tough year for her. She was visiting doctors all the time instead of being,
on the court,
on the tennis court, playing tennis. This is what she likes most. But yeah, it's been great so far. She looks very strong. She's using, all his shots very smartly lately. So far, what I've seen from her it's great. So I think she will have a great opportunity. Emma Navarro beating Coco Gauff yesterday, also a tough player, playing great. But it's a great. As I said before with Jack, I think Paula, her expectations coming into this tournament weren't great. She's been playing, in the last year she hasn't been playing great. So it's an amazing moment that I think she needs to take advantage of that confidence.
A few quick fire questions just to finish off, because we're now well into the second week, quarterfinals on the horizon. What was your match of the tournament so far, Tim?
Match of the tournament has to be Evans against Ashenov. Down 4-love, 15-40 in the fifth. For Evans to then come back, win 6 games in a row, and take the match after 5 hours and 35 minutes, the longest match in US Open history. Yeah. Phenomenal effort.
Feli, I'm guessing you agree. You were on comms in that one. Or have you got another one?
I have to agree with Tim.
Yeah. Thought so.
And I hope this match is going to be the match that is going to rebuild his career.
Dan Evans, yeah, okay, I like that.
I hope so.
Shock of the tournament?
Well, again, I look at the men's draw, and I would go with Djokovic. I mean, Popyrin, who beat him, has played well. He won in Canada, but to see Djokovic out on the court, he didn't really have the energy mentally or physically, and that's understandable. I think the Olympic gold medal was his priority, and he won that. So much tennis, he's not getting any younger. So Popyrin beating Djokovic was my upset.
Well, probably both Djokovic and Carlos, in different ways, but I think both of them, they were mentally exhausted. I think Djokovic is finding a hard time, of, looking for the motivation. That seems like the motivation is not there anymore after winning the Olympic gold medal. And Carlos, I think he's played so much tennis in the last 2 or 3 months, and the fact that he won French Open and Wimbledon back-to-back, then went to Paris, played the Olympics, singles and doubles. They were willing to get the medal with Rafa, didn't happen, and then he ended up losing that finals. It must have been tough for him to deal, after a lot of hope, on his shoulders, to win the gold medal for his country. So probably both of them, they were my 2 upsets.
Yeah. And just lastly, what were your predictions at the start of the tournament, and have they changed at all?
Well, I'm very proud and happy to say that my predictions
very
smug, yes, were Sasha Zverev and Aryna Sabalenka, and they're both going strong. They're both playing well, and I don't want to change any of my predictions.
Okay, like that from you. What about you?
I said Novak on the men's side, so I'm gone.
Okay.
And I said Swiatek on the women's side.
Still in there.
And I wish I could change my prediction.
Oh.
I will go
from
for
both.
Aryna Sabalenka.
Okay. And what about men's then? Who would you change that to?
Sinner.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Guys, that was fun. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Chat to you soon.